Support for SportsPage is provided by First Central Bank, full-service banking from 6 locations in Warrensburg, Holden, Higginsville, and Odessa. More information is available on their Facebook page or at the website firstcentral.net. Member FDIC. By the University Store. The University Store is the official headquarters for Mules and Jennies emblem clothing, gifts, and UCM memorabilia. Books, office supplies, art supplies, and more are available at the University Store, located on the lower floor of the Elliott Union on the UCM campus in Warrensburg. By Parker's Supermarket and Pharmacy, a home-owned and operated store that listens to its customers. Whether it's a hypoallergenic formula or a new exotic vegetable, Parker strives to serve the unique needs of the area. The mission at Parker's is to make grocery shopping a welcoming experience. And promotional support for SportsPage is provided by 1450 Cocoa and 98.5 The Bar. 1450 Cocoa and 98.5 The Bar, the radio home of University of Central Missouri Athletics.
Coming up next on the Central Missouri Sports Page, Mules football coach Jim Svoboda will join us to talk about last Saturday's 42-16 win over Arkansas Tech. And we'll look ahead to Saturday's big homecoming showdown with Northwest Missouri State. Jennies volleyball coach Piontek will also be in studio this week to tell us about his team's 13-3 start to the season. In our Sports Page Student Athlete Spotlights, we'll get to know Mules preseason All-American offensive lineman Logan Freeman, and we'll hear from the seniors on the Jennies volleyball squad. So please stay tuned. Your weekly 1-hour look at UCM Mules and Jennies sports is next. Hello again, everybody, and thanks for watching the University of Central Missouri Sports Page. I'm Shawn Jones, and joining me as always in the fall to kick off the show is Mules football coach Jim Svoboda. Jim, welcome back.
Hi, Shawn.
Well, good win and a different script for the win. You did it with short field thanks to takeaways, and I thought that was really a positive attribute from the game on Saturday.
Yeah, the game really went to the defense and special teams and putting the offense in good position. We got a little frustrated early part of the game on offense and finally found our groove. It was give some credit to their defense. They do some things that make it tough for you to run the ball, and we were still able to get the ball to our playmakers and score some points.
We had talked last week on the show about the need for the defense to create some takeaways, and they come out and on cue really get 4 takeaways, and you can account that block punt to the defense special teams as well. So really, really playing well and doing some things you wanted them to do in this game to take the next step.
Right. Anytime you win the turnover margin by that much, you usually position yourself for a pretty good game, and so our defense was real aggressive. They completed a very low percentage of their passes, and we were pretty stout against the run, so overall good effort.
Great effort, I thought, from your senior quarterback, Tommy Corwin. A little bit of a slow start, the entire offense. We'll get to that with the defensive look of Arkansas Tech. But all Tommy does is account for 6 touchdowns. That ties a school record for most touchdowns accounted for in a game. That's twice, by the way, that he's done that in his 5 games as a starting quarterback. 406 yards of total offense in the game. He's 3rd in the nation in that category. And I think sometimes folks forget this is his first year starting. I really think Tommy has played extraordinarily well for you.
Well, I agree with you, Shawn, and he's a tough kid. He's a mentally tough kid, and we've already been in some of those scraps where a guy could go in the tank, and he hangs in there. That was a tough game because you got to make some contested throws and catches because they played so much man coverage on us, and he was able to hang in there and kind of found his rhythm later on, and made some really nice throws and had some good scrambles out of the pocket too.
Jamar Howard. He's worth the price of admission. 6'4" wide receiver. He's a special player. He's leading the nation right now in receiving yards a game. Wow, he's something. And I know you feel as a coach he can get even better.
Well, we do, and right now, he came into camp in really good shape, and then he kind of got dinged up a little bit, but he worked hard to get himself back, and he's an awful good target out there, and he's getting a lot better at his route running and so forth. He knows that he's going to start to see some more double coverage and things like that. So, that's the upside of having an outstanding player like that, but we got some other guys that are pretty hard to cover too.
Only 16 points allowed by the defense, a very positive point as well. Let's take a look back at the highlights. The Mules, ranked 19th in the country, take it on Arkansas Tech, an in-region Division II foe. It's Military Appreciation Day on the UCM campus in Warrensburg. You'll see the Mules come out, and Coach, there you see the color guard. We're going to see the T-38s fly over from Whiteman in a moment. The Brigadier General Scott Vanderham from Whiteman, the 509 Bomb Wing Commander. He was involved in the coin toss. There go the T-38s. The ROTC Ranger team brought out the game ball. Just a wonderfully patriotic setting for this contest.
It really was, and the flyover was exciting, and just the whole day to be able to participate in that and honor our military was great.
Have to credit Arkansas Tech. You see the opening kickoff return here. It doesn't take them long to march down the field and score, and credit to them for coming out and clicking on offense, and credit to your guys for not panicking.
Didn't panic, and I was. They didn't get much after that.
No.
couple big plays, but we stiffened up.
And there's Marlon Douglas. Maybe that's a hidden piece of this game. The punt and kick returns were just fantastic for Mules football. And there's Jamar Howard from Tommy Corwin. Big day for both of those guys. Nothing doing on that drive, so we see Arkansas Tech get the football back. You swarm up there on defense. And again, you see play action. The freshman throwing over the middle, and it's an interception for a second. Carl Parker with the interception, but they'll wave it off due to a penalty. That will allow Arkansas Tech to kick a field goal. They go up 10-0, but again, no panic from your ball club.
No, and there's no reason to, and we felt like there were some things there, and we just had to be a little more consistent on offense, and then as you can see there, our defense starts to take over and really kind of shut them down until they had a big play there later on in the game.
Yeah, 10-0 when Garrett Smith gets that fumble recovery, setting up the short field. Look at the effort from David Cannon.
He really gives you great effort all the time, and he's going to make several guys make him tackle him.
Corwin with the first of his 6 touchdowns accounted for, followed Cody Bowles on the right side. Great blocking. So the Mules right back in it. There's a great sack. Boy, Evan Knight's been so consistent for you, the linebacker from Pattonville.
He has. He's had a great season, and happy for him. He works hard at it.
Another big special teams play here. Kick catch interference called on this, so this is wiped off. I'm not going to ask you to comment. My comment on the radio was simply this: on this very next play, karma seemed to work out as again, great coverage, forced the fumble. Mules get the football. Colin Hanna with the recovery.
Yeah, it was a great effort by the kids. As you see, there's multiple guys around there, so a lot of guys involved there.
Love this play. 4th and 1 on the drive. That's the true freshman Halim Rayford, his first college game, showing some real faith in him, and then it results in a touchdown.
Well, what was kind of cool was we ran a reverse to a freshman on the play before that on 3rd and 8, and then we threw to a freshman for get a first down.
So the Mules had the lead and then come right back with a blocked punt. That's Sosiah Talfa on the block. Recovered by Hanna, and there you go, 3-yard drive. Tommy Corwin into the end zone for the score, and really, quite honestly, from this point on, all Mules. But again, you're seeing that it's the defense and special teams setting up the offense.
Yeah, they really put us in great position, and then you just never know how it's going to unfold, and you just got to play it as it comes. And we know eventually, our kids will figure it out, and we'll start to click.
Great catch a moment ago by Howard. There's another one. I'm telling you, he is just fun to watch. Great pass there, too, by Corwin as Howard sealed off the defender, 28-10 Central.
Yeah, he's a big target out there. You just kind of got to get it in the general vicinity, and usually comes down with it.
Great pursuit there by the defense, and again, credit to them. Here's a reverse that's sniffed out, Latavius Davis. He just seems to find a way to make a big play for you in the backfield when you need it. And how about the defense? You only give up 6 points. The remaining 3 quarters of this game as Brett Ginn stops a drive there with a pick.
Yeah, lots of takeaways. Love to see it, and as defense was kind of waiting for that. And a week before they didn't get any, and really, took charge this week.
Again, here's another good return by Marlon Douglas, and I mentioned this earlier, Coach Svoboda. This was kind of a hidden part of this game. You got some big rips, big returns.
We do, and we're real close to scoring on those. And I suspect as the year goes on, we'll get a few of those. Great
camera work there by our students at KMOS, and another touchdown for Jamar Howard. He had 3 on the day. That was number 2. Again, at that point, 35-10 Central Missouri. This Arkansas Tech team has got some athletes. Pretty good football team. There you see a late score for them. They've had a tough schedule, but they're a team that's going to win some games. Unfortunately for them, they missed a short field goal there, but this wasn't your garden variety non-conference game.
No, they have some athletes, and they played the defending runner-up really tough earlier in the year.
There's a great route and a great pass. Corwin to Taylor Dyer for a big gain down the field. Again, all Mules at this point Ball tipped into the air, and there's Brett Ginn with his second interception of the game, a 3.97 GPA, and a heady football player as well. And things are going your way when you get the tip in the back of the end zone for the score. About time we got a tip ball to go our way.
Yeah, no kidding. I agree with you there. So we're not going to feel bad about that one at all.
Not at all. We're due a few more, as a matter of fact. Great focus there by Jamar Howard in the back of the end zone to catch it. He had a monster day with 3 touchdowns, and it was a great day for the Mules. 35 unanswered points, 42-6 from the second quarter on as the Mules win the ball game. As you see there, the score 42-16. Tommy Corwin, the MIAA Offensive Player of the Week for the second straight week. It's the third straight week a Mule has earned that honor. The senior from St. Louis de Smet accounted for a school record tying 6 touchdowns, 4 passing, 2 on the ground. Jamar Howard, 10 catches, 185 yards, 3 TDs. The defense has 4 takeaways and a blocked punt. Good day for the Mules. Mules improved to 4-1 overall, 3-1 in the league, ranked 19th again this week in the AFCA Division II Top 25. Well, you've had a chance to watch the film. What really impressed you as the head coach from this game we just saw highlights of?
Well, just how we played together as a team, and the takeaways, and we were playing really fast on defense. And the first drive, you don't really know what the other team, type of wrinkles they're going to have and what all they're going to bring to the table there. And we figured it out after the first drive clearly. And I like 35 unanswered points. I think that says a lot about your team. The way we came out in the second half, I think, says a lot about our team when we took the ball right down the field, and then we got to stop and scored, and then we got to stop on defense. So those are all good signs.
I think the rushing numbers are a little bit misleading. You hear some folks say, oh, they didn't run the ball again this week. Well, they ran that 3-3-5, which, according to your coaches, was more like a 3-5. And I know enough to look out there and see 8 guys in the box. And I don't care who you are. When you got 8 guys in the box, it's hard to run the ball. They were allowing you to pass the ball, and you took advantage.
Well, you have to. I mean, they got great players like Jamar and TD, one-on-one coverage, and we actually missed some long throws that had an uncharacteristic drop in there for a touchdown. So those are things you hope to get early against them and kind of break their will a little bit. We let them hang around a little bit on offense, and fortunately the defense took over and got us in good position. But they did have a bunch of guys up there. If I had to do it different, we'd probably spread them out to try to run the ball. But the more you packed them in, the more guys they had in there. It was just like running into just a sea of bodies. So we'll take the points how we can get them.
After you've seen the film, we talk about the positives. What do you think needs to get better? What needs to improve as you continue to try to become a finished product?
Well, we made a lot of progress in some areas. It sound like a little bit like a broken record in terms of our run game, but it's not that we don't want to run the ball. The bottom line is you got to score points in the game to win. And so we're going to do that the most effective way that we can do it in the game. But that would be one phase. Take our kicking game to the next level in terms of getting the ball in the end zone. We've had some long returns, and defensively, really continue on their same pace that they demonstrated last week. I
certainly understand any coach's desire to be balanced in the run-pass game, but maybe I'm oversimplifying it. You've forgotten more football than I'll ever know, but I think the number that matters is the number on the scoreboard. And you scored 54 2 weeks ago. You scored 42 this week. You're scoring a whole bunch of points. And does it really matter how you do it as long as you're scoring the points?
It doesn't. And Shawn, the way where it can get you is if it's inclement weather. Mm-hmm. That type of deal. And that's where so we're working towards that. I mean, again, the more balance you can have, ultimately, the more difficult you are to defend. But if a team's just going to say, okay, we're going to take this phase away, we are not egotistical about throwing the ball and scoring points that way.
I don't blame you at all. You get some pretty good players out there. And let's look at the MIAA, obviously the best conference in NCAA Division II, and you're right there. That's why it's a big game. Northwest coming in here on Saturday, and you can see it right there in the standings. You're each one game out of first. Quite honestly, Coach Svoboda, the winner is right in the hunt. The loser, kind of behind the 8 ball in terms of an MIAA title.
Yeah, you lose and you need some help, and clearly you can see the teams ahead of us, and with us there, we play them all coming up. So we're going to start with this one this week, and we know that obviously there's no gimmies, and you have to continue to improve as the season goes along, and that's where our focus is going to be.
19th ranked Mules, 7th ranked Northwest Missouri, 1:30 kick on Saturday, Walton Stadium, Kennedy Field. It's a big game. It's homecoming. The crowd's going to be huge. Weather's supposed to be great. Emotion will be maybe a bigger part of this game, do you think, than normal? How do you handle that?
Well, it can be. What you really need to focus on, though, I mean, all that rah-rah stuff is fine, but if you don't know who you're supposed to block or, what your assignment is on defense, it doesn't do you a lot of good. So, it's kind of a controlled intensity. That's sort of what we talk about. You got to be, ultimately, you got to be really focused and really loose to play your best game, and that's what we try to gear our practices towards and really our approach in the game. You can't be tight and play football.
Bearcats, of course, come in 4-1. Their 49-game MIAA win streak was snapped last week against Pitt State, but they're obviously an outstanding football team. They were ranked number 1 in the nation last week, 7th this week. Adam Dorrell is the first-year head coach. Obviously, you worked under Coach Churchma, very good friends with Scott Bostwick, who tragically passed away in June. Adam certainly earned the right to be the next head coach. How much different is an Adam Dorrell Bearcat team than those teams from the past?
Well, I don't know if I can answer that. A lot of their approach will be the same, I'm sure. I mean, it's a pretty good formula, and obviously I was a part of that formula for 10 years, and they're going to do what they're going to do. They have a high standards there, and they obviously are playing very well at a high level, and so we're going to expect an outstanding team here on Saturday.
Probably got some people out there watching that have never been to campus for a game. I got to tell you, and I know you'll agree, you want to see a high level at an affordable price and a bunch of very, very good players. This is the Saturday to come to campus. The Mules in Northwest, I don't know if it gets a whole lot better than this.
No, it's going to be a big-time atmosphere, and what we tell our players, when the TVs are rolling and the lights are bright, and that's when you want to play your best and embrace it, and not everybody gets to play in a big-time game like that. Well,
let's take a look at the schedule in the MIAA. Each and every week, a competitive week in this conference, and of course, I think the big game is here in Warrensburg, the Mules and Northwest. Other games, Missouri Southern is at Emporia State. Washburn is at Truman. That's the MIAA TV game of the week. Lincoln is at Missouri Western, and Pitt State is at Fort Hays State. So that's a look around the MIAA. And Coach Boda, in just a moment, we're going to get to know Logan Freeman a little better, young man from out of Jeff City, Helias, one of many outstanding young men in this football program. 3.67, I believe, the GPA in hotel restaurant management. You get a lot of smart cookies running around out there playing football for you.
Well, that's what we tell the kids, is that, we want them to get their degree and get a ring, and, we're going to do everything in our power to try to make that happen. And Logan is a supreme example of how you can do it in both in the classroom and on the field, and so we're proud of him. He's one of our captains, and is what the program is about.
Student of the game on Fridays when I come in to interview you. He seems to always be in Coach McClung's office watching extra film on his own.
And he's one of our leaders on the offensive line, clearly, and he is a student of the game, as you can imagine. He's a student in general, and so he's curious, and he's always trying to improve and get better, and that's what you want out of your players.
Saturday's going to be a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. And I think the guys, what an opportunity. They've earned this opportunity to have this big matchup with their 4-1 start. Northwest has as well. It's just going to be a lot of fun.
That's why you lift all those weights and train yourself and punish your body and do all those things so you can be in a position where a game like this has a lot on the line.
Thanks for the chat. Best of luck.
Shawn.
Coming up next on Sports Page, we'll get to know the Mules Junior Preseason All-American Offensive Lineman Logan Freeman. That's next here on KMOS-TV.
Load up your golf clubs, grab your spikes, and head out to the first tee. As our way of saying thank you for your financial contribution at the $50 level or higher, KMOS will send you a member card. In addition to great discounts at restaurants, attractions, and bed and breakfast all across Missouri, the member card also offers 2-for-1 greens fees at several Missouri golf courses. Improve your swing while taking in beautiful lake vistas. Or experience the Rumble at America's only golf course above an active mine. Take your game to the next level by playing around on us. Call 1-800-753-3436 and support KMOS-TV, Missouri PBS. Thank you.
Life is full of choices. I choose what to wear, what to eat, when to move, and when to rest.
I choose not to conform. I choose who to learn from and where to study.
I choose red, to be the one who stands out.
I choose red to discover my hidden potential. I choose red to inspire future generations.
Choose red.
Choose red. Choose red.
Thank you for watching KMOS Channel 6.1, Sedalia, Warrensburg.
And welcome back to Sports Page here on the Central Missouri Sports Television Network. In this segment, we shine the student-athlete spotlight on a local product from Jefferson City, Helias. Mules junior offensive lineman Logan Freeman.
I'm from Jefferson City, Missouri. I went to Helias High School. 21 years old. I've been playing since 7th grade. I actually didn't play my freshman year in high school. I was playing basketball, and then coaches kind of talked me into coming back out, and it was the best decision I ever made. I was recruited by a lot of schools, and most of them were in the MIAA. And I just felt like whenever I was here on my recruiting trip that I just kind of fit in, and I was more than just a number on a page. They put a name to my face and it just made me really feel at home. I think my favorite thing for playing for the Mules is the brotherhood that we have, and just kind of like the family that we work so hard together all the time, and it really just kind of makes a brotherhood, and that's what I really enjoy. It was just different now that we have new coaches. They're more players coaches now, I think, than with the last coaching staff. I think they're really here to make us the best players as we can be, and we all really enjoy that. I've made my best friends, I think, for life on this team. I believe that some of the guys that I've met here I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life, and probably be my best men at my wedding, and for lifelong friends. So I think the offensive line is kind of a position where you don't really get much credit. You do kind of the dirty work for the team, and that's fine with me, and it's fine with all the other offensive linemen. We do the nasty stuff in the trenches, and everybody else kind of gets the limelight, but that's okay. We like to be the silent leaders of the team, and that's kind of what you get when you're an offensive lineman. So I think me preparing for a game, I try not to get too serious. I try to stay loose, try to just do everything normally like I would if I wasn't playing a game. I know the focus definitely has to be there, and I think about it, but I'm not one of the types that's going to be listening to just music, not talking to anybody. I like to just feel comfortable before a game. I think that gets me the most ready. Practices is a different mentality, because you're not playing a game, you're not out here winning, but you have to realize that each practice is kind of making up for what you're going to do during the game, because you practice like you play, and coaches really emphasize that. Well, I like to be as positive as I can be about the rest of the season. We have some tough games ahead of us, but I think that we're playing the best football that we have, and we can also keep improving. And if we do keep improving, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't finish out at the top of the league and win out for the rest of the season. We can definitely improve on the run game still. We're passing the ball very well, and we're keeping Tommy clean, which is good for the offensive line. But we can definitely work on our run game and having a two-way game instead of just pass first then run. If we can run the ball first, and then that will definitely open up the pass and will be way harder to defend, I believe. I was actually not here during the practice that the captains were elected. We all got to vote, the whole team got to vote, and I had to go back home for a funeral, and I got back that night, and somebody said, "Congratulations, Captain," and that was the first I had heard of it, so I actually was elected a captain of the team, which is a great honor for me, and I think that really motivates me to be the best that I can be and try to keep everybody else working as hard as they can. I'm pretty vocal. Whenever you mess up or something and you're getting down on yourself, I'll come up and talk to you, and I'm not going to yell at you real hard, but I think that I will pick you up and get you ready to get back and make you realize that there's another play coming up and you need to forget about that last one. I think Mules football is tough-nosed, get after you style football. I think it's knock you down, and then when you're getting back up, try to knock you down again. I think that's the mentality that we have. And if you do keep that mentality, then that'd be a hard team to beat. I am not. I'm actually against superstitions. I don't like that, and I think that might be a superstition in itself right there, not being superstitious. But no, I'm not much into the pregame rituals or superstitions. My major is hotel and restaurant management, and I'm graduating in the spring. But I have another year of eligibility, so I have the choice to stay here, and if I do, I'll be working on my master's in finance. And I really don't know what I want to do with that yet. I know that I like being in the hospitality industry, but I also like working with numbers and investments. So maybe I'll have a career that would deal with both of those. That would probably make me the happiest.
Freeman is a formidable force on the offensive line and in the classroom, where he boasts a 3.66 GPA in hotel restaurant management. As I mentioned with Coach Boda earlier, he's also a student of the game, spending countless hours watching game film to prepare for each contest. This Saturday, Freeman's 19th-ranked Mules will host the 7th-ranked Bearcats of Northwest Missouri in a big MIAA contest that also happens to be the 2011 homecoming game here at UCM. Coming up next on Sports Page, we'll take a look at Jennies soccer results from this past week, and we'll visit with Jennies volleyball coach Flip Piontek. All of that's on the way when Sports Page continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Chuck Ambrose. Join me as I host Central Missouri tomorrow on KMOS-TV. We'll look at the Show Me State through the eyes of those who shape the vision and future of this state. In this episode, I'll speak with Brigadier General Scott Vanderham from Whiteman Air Force Base and Senator David Pierce about the challenges faced by our servicemen and women and how Missouri can help them access higher education. Join me for Central Missouri tomorrow.
I choose to accomplish my goals.
I choose to follow through, to finish my degree.
I choose a university that's convenient and close to home.
I choose Red to transfer my credit hours without any hassles.
I choose Red to graduate on time.
The University of Central Missouri Summit Center in Lee Summit has academic programs designed to help you finish your degree and discover your potential. Learn more at choosered.ucmo.edu.
I get to watch performers I can't see all the time. Where else can I watch an hour or an hour and a half on Pete Seeger and see how this country changed through the 50s plumb into the 2000s? I can watch the Hudson River start dirty and watch a man with songs clean it up. I can watch Austin City Limits. John Hyatt, a name I would have never heard of. You may never have either, but watch KMOS and you will. You'll learn about people that can entertain you and can take you away, make you get away from where you're sitting right now and just really relax, really think, and really enjoy yourself. KMOS is my source of entertainment.
Stay tuned to KMOS Channel 6.1, Sedalia, Warrensburg.
Thanks for watching Sports Page here on the Central Missouri Sports Television Network. Coming up next, we'll visit with the head coach of the 8th-ranked volleyball Jennies, Flip Piontek. But first, let's look back at results from another good week for the 12th-ranked Jennies soccer squad. The Jennies got 2 goals each from Casey Schaus and Nikki Wisnaski as they cruised to a 4-0 win over SBU in the MIAA opener last Thursday night. That was at the South Recreation Complex in Warrensburg. On Saturday, the Gens traveled to St. Joe to take on Missouri Western, and the Jennies picked up their 25th straight MIAA victory with a 3-1 win over the Griffins. The Gens are 9-1 overall, 2-0 in the MIAA. The Jennies volleyball team's off to a 13-3 start, earning a number 8 national ranking this week. And joining us now to talk over the season to date is head coach Flip Piontek. Flip, welcome back.
John, thank you, Captain. Yeah.
16 matches in. Describe the state of the program. How are things going?
The state of the program is actually quite good right now. When you're projecting what you see as a team and who should be out there, this is not the team that I projected out on the court to start the season. But what's happened as you go through the season and the players stand next to people on the court and work their way through difficult situations, the players that earn the spots out there, then get comfortable next to each other. And what I have right now is I have a team with 4 seniors who are very comfortable with each other, and then the rest of the players are fitting their roles very well. And so Saturday, that was as good as we played all year. It's really good.
8-match win streak right now for Jennies volleyball. That's impressive, but to me, you look at the scores, all 3-0. Doesn't matter who you're playing. That shows consistency and effort to win all 8 of those 3-zip.
You know, there's lots of ways to prepare for teams. And for us, film with the opponent is one of the minor parts of how we prepare, because for offensively, I think we have enough weapons that if we can kind of take care of the ball on our side of the court, to give one of those hitters a swing, something good's going to happen. And as the season's gone on, as the players have become more comfortable, what we've done is offensively reduce the number of errors we've made. The team hit 400 for the weekend. That's phenomenal. So because we're making so few errors, we put so much pressure on other teams that's very difficult for them to get any kind of string of offense together of their own. So just our pressure and how we handle the ball on our side of the court is really what, if I had to pick a theme of our team for this year, that's what we're doing right now.
Well, I looked at the stats yesterday, and one jumped off the page. You're hitting 328. Your opponents are hitting 165. Looks like good offense and good defense to me.
If I had to pick one thing we wanted, well, yesterday we worked on defense, individual defense, how we're touching the ball in the back row. Today we'll work on blocking defense, because in reality, if I can make the defense a little bit better to match the offense, then I think we'll have a team that can compete. Right now we're on our way, and we're progressing to where I think we need to be. So it gives us something to work for every day to get a little bit better.
Well, let's go back to last weekend. You're in Pittsburgh, Kansas, the Pitt State Classic. I want to go through all 4 of the results. We start with match 1. You beat St. Edwards 3-0. Allie Huffman, great match.
Really great match. But in reality, St. Edwards is a very unorthodox team. And so for us, how we handle their lack of system. When you play teams, everybody has different kinds of offensive schemes and defensive schemes. And their defensive scheme, they triple blocked in the front row rather than just double, which we've never seen all year. They provided us some new things to look at, and how we handled that was a very good lead-in, because the match that we played that night after that, when we got to Pittsburgh State, the coach there is so good. After losing to us here in our tournament, he was not content to just sit back and relax. And even in his first match on Friday, he did not put the lineup that he put out on the floor Friday night. And so seeing unorthodox Friday afternoon was really helpful to us, because what he put on the court on Friday night was, I don't know how much time he put in to create that team that he put out there. He had players doing specific things in specific positions and then rotating them out and changing them, and our team just looked at us and go, it doesn't make any difference what they do. It's what we do on our side and how we react. And it took us a little bit of time in the first game, but after we got going, I thought we handled Pittsburgh State in a pretty big conference match very, very handily on Friday night.
And there you see the result, 3-0 Jennies. Julia Bates, 41 assists. Now let's move on to Saturday. Earliest start I can remember for a Jennies volleyball game, 9 a.m. against St. Mary's, but you set the tone in the first set and really never looked back.
We never looked back. And to me, Saturday's games, technically, St. Mary's, when we played them, was 13-2, and then we played West Texas and we played them, they were 16-1. So technically they were the better teams, and the turnaround from the Friday night conference match to 9 o'clock in the morning was a little scary. These are teenagers. I know what my teenagers do it at 9 o'clock.
You got 5 of them, right? Almost.
When you wake them up, we left the hotel at 6:15 in the morning to get out of the hotel to get wandering around. And our first server, she served the first 5 points of the game, and 3 servers later, we served 11. And in the first game against St. Mary's, we never even rotated one complete time around the court. And I really felt how we handled that challenge of starting early, of playing a team that was very good from their region, that had a big win streak going. I thought that was very helpful in terms of the preparation for West Texas that evening, because West Texas, that afternoon match, there is history between the two teams. I've been here for 28 years now, and we played them since 1988. Okay, we've been playing them off and on since then. And that was the most complete game we've ever played against the team that really the regional implications of that game were really large, and we don't emphasize that to the players. But what we do emphasize is the fact that we had a chance to get better against a good team. And I felt like after playing them, the strength of our schedule, the opponents that we'd played, helped us prepare for them, because very early on in the game, it looked like they were surprised at how relentless we were and not giving up just because they got a kill or just because they got a block. And, they were, I thought, unprepared for the level of effort that we put on the floor. And I thought that was wonderful. The kids were awesome.
Yeah, it was really a good weekend. The stats bear it out. The results bear it out. How do you bottle that and keep that now for the next few weeks?
I know, and in reality, that's the hardest part as a coach, because we can get better. Like I said, I've talked about the defense in terms of what we can do defensively. There's always adjustments that you make offensively, but for us defensively, trying to make improvements on a daily basis so that you can make that team better yet, it's a really wonderful challenge to have. I mean,
it's true.
They're coming to practice with a lot of energy, and we're asking them to do some unusual things in practice to try to match the needs that we have. And they're handling it very well. Yesterday morning we came back from the trip, and 8 o'clock in the morning we're in the weight room, and they're in there, and that first group at 8 o'clock is working really, really hard. And so I can't ask anything else from the players, and then if we can just keep translating that to performance on the court, we'll be just fine.
It's amazing in sports as we look at some practice footage. Flip was just talking about practice. We'll take a look at that now. There's just no substitute for winning. What it does for your mental psyche.
The mental psyche, yeah, it really is. And the snowball effect it has. But it really is a snowball effect, not just with our winning, but Shawn, the entire sports program here, from winning finishing second in the trophy last year in terms of that success in the athletic program, and we finished 2-2 the first weekend. We felt like horrible because we're the only we lost more games than everybody else on campus that weekend. So it's the effect of the football and the soccer on volleyball is golf this fall. I mean, all those things. The cumulative effect is really wonderful to be around, and I've been involved in sports for a long time, and what we're doing on this university is a really wonderful thing for these student athletes.
And you mentioned national recognition from a team perspective. I know you're not real big into, and your team is not real big into individual recognition. It's not something you guys talk about a lot. Allie Huffman is the MIAA Hitter of the Week this week. Her numbers are staggering. Senior from Lee Summit, 4.83 kills per set, 2.75 digs per set. I have not looked around the country, but I would be stunned if anybody had a better week in Division II than Allie Huffman.
In reality, our team stats would have qualified us for any of the Hitter of the Week, Player of the Week awards this season so far. I really think that Allie has a chance to be the National Player of the Week. She has a chance to be the National Player of the Week this year. Her stats were so good. But then, for Taylor in the back row to get as many digs as she got this week in games that meant something. If she doesn't dig the ball, Allie doesn't get the kills because the ball just dies and Allie just stands over there waving it. So for her to get the swings that give her the kills per game, Taylor has to dig it. Julia has to set it. Paula has to draw a defender away so Allie has a better chance to score. It's a great team sport. So Allie's recognition is well-deserved, but yesterday in the team meeting we talked about how the team really earned the award as much as Allie, and now we'll try to do that again.
Well, you mentioned Taylor Cretchy, 6 digs a set in Pittsburgh. She's the MIAA Specialist of the Week, and then the ball goes to Julia Bates, 12 assists a set. We already mentioned, of course, Allie Huffman, and it's not fair to not mention your other hitters. As we looked at the graphics a little bit ago, we saw some really mind-boggling numbers, not only from Allie, but from Paula Harris and from Kelsey Ortworth and Brady Peniston. They had big weekends, high hitting percentage, lots of kills. When you're getting that kind of production across your front row, it makes you very, very difficult to defend.
It does, and it's like any other sport. You were talking, should Northwest stop the run? Should Northwest stop the pass? I don't know that anybody's going to stop our passing game against. But when teams look at us, they can't pick just one person to stop because we have so many options. Julia's doing such the setting position, her decision making. It's easy to set a good set. But then the next level for her performance and the team's performance is making a good set to the right hitter. And she's doing that right now. There's very few times in the game where Chrissy and I look at each other and go, ooh, what was that? I mean, she's making decisions to put hitters in not just hittable positions, but in situations that allow them to have success too. And that confidence that she has now, it flows to the rest of the team.
Well, it's going to be great for the Jennies to be home as part of Homecoming 2011. It starts on Friday night, 7 o'clock. Missouri Western comes to the multi-pep rallies from 4 to 5:30. Volleyball to follow. I think it's always great when your team's at home and they get to be a part of Homecoming.
You know, I really do like it, Shawn. You know, the first thing our teams asked me when we said we were going to be home for Homecoming, can we be in the parade? They want to be in the parade Saturday morning. And I think that's awesome. You know, again, it just shows you how closely they are tied to the other things that happen on campus. And, you know, particularly for volleyball players, college is about what they're going to do down the road and making the friends and making the contacts and understanding that this is an experience that they won't ever do again. So for them to want to be in the parade on Saturday morning when we're playing Saturday night, it's really terrific. Some of the parents are putting a little tailgate party together after the parade. The football game will start at about halftime. I'm presuming they're going to go home and take a little nap before we play Saturday evening. But you know, in general, the whole weekend, actually for us, the whole week is set up. You know, the inauguration, I think, fits into that university framework that they're going to go into. And you know, some of the students might not want to come at 10 o'clock. But when we mention it to our volleyball players, particularly the older players who've had a transition in the presidents on campus, they understand how supportive this president is of athletics. And so for them, they want to come to the thing. And that's, you guys, that's what you want out of college athletes, to understand the importance of the overall aspect of college life. And it's really cool.
I think they get a fun opportunity on Saturday night. Nebraska Omaha comes in here. Used to be in the MIAA, left us at the altar, went Division I. Lots of your players are D1 quality. There's no doubt about that in terms of skill and ability. I bet they're looking forward to this match.
You know, it's a very interesting match. It's one of those matches where I know the coach very well, and she was desperate to get matches this weekend. This season in general, she had a very difficult time scheduling Division I. The Summit League doesn't want her to play Division II teams, but she couldn't get a schedule full without it. I had open play dates from Omaha leaving the conference anyway. So for me, it's a real good chance to get a game that I needed to fill the schedule. But the level of competition from Omaha is always high. And so for us, it's not just a chance to play a Division I team. It's a chance to play a good team that will make us better. And I think that's what we're looking for right now. So that as we get deeper into the conference season, Omaha will really help us play better.
A little commentary from me. The Summit League does not want Division II teams on their school schedules because the top of Division II conferences is better than the Summit League. That's from Shawn.
I'm going to say.
Not from you.
You can say that, yeah.
Northwest Missouri on next Wednesday. Boy, that's a tough one. They're an NCAA team from a year ago, becoming a tougher and tougher place to play.
Yes, and actually they were at Pittsburgh this weekend, and I talked to the coach afterwards. What she's doing, her team last year really, with her as a younger coach, a newer coach at Northwest, they really got used to her about middle of the season last year. And those seniors that they had last year really bought into what she was trying to do and then took that team someplace they'd never been before. Those 4 seniors are gone. They've been replaced with younger players, and they're not playing at that level of precision yet, but they're playing very hard. As a coach, you couldn't ask for the players to play any harder than those kids are playing, and they're really enjoyable to watch. When I play them on the other side of the net, I'm not sure I'll enjoy it so much, but no, the effort that they put trying to do what the coach is asking them to do is really all you could ask of volleyball players. So,
Flip, congratulations on
Shawn.
the recent success. Thanks for the chat. We'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, thanks, Shawn.
In just a moment on Sports Page, we'll spotlight Coach Piontek's seniors. That's next here on KMOS-TV.
I choose to finish what I start.
I choose to accomplish my goals.
I choose red to make my family proud.
I choose red because I can take classes that work around my schedule.
I choose red to advance my career.
The University of Central Missouri Summit Center in Lee Summit is a convenient location for finishing your degree. Transfer your credits to UCM and finish what you've started. Learn more at ucmo.edu/GoSummit.
Hi, I'm Chuck Ambrose. Join me as I host Central Missouri Tomorrow on KMOS-TV. We'll look at the Show Me State through the eyes of those who shape the vision and future of this state. In this episode, I'll speak with Brigadier General Scott Vanderham from Whiteman Air Force Base, and Senator David Pierce about the challenges faced by our servicemen and women and how Missouri can help them access higher education. Join me for Central Missouri tomorrow.
Load up your golf clubs, grab your spikes, and head out to the first tee. As our way of saying thank you for your financial contribution at the $50 level or higher, KMOS will send you a member card. In addition to great discounts at restaurants, attractions, and bed and breakfast all across Missouri, the member card also offers 2-for-1 greens fees at several Missouri golf courses. Improve your swing while taking in beautiful lake vistas. Or experience the Rumble at America's only golf course above an active mine. Take your game to the next level by playing around on us. Call 1-800-753-3436 and support KMOS-TV, Missouri PBS. Thank you.
You're watching KMOS Channel 6.1, Sedalia, Warrensburg.
My name's Taylor Krejci. I'm a senior exercise science major from Hickman, Nebraska.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Ortworth, and I'm a senior early childhood special education major from Hannibal, Missouri.
Hi, I'm Paula Harris. I'm a senior physical education major, and I'm from Conway Springs, Kansas.
Hi, I'm Allie Huffman. I'm a senior sports management major from Lee Summit, Missouri.
I think that our home crowd really helps us play well here and having our fan base and also our other student athletes. That's great having the football players and the basketball players and the wrestlers. It's great to have their support. So on the road we don't have that, so we just have the competitions. Like, we're not getting motivation from their fans, so it's great to have our own.
I like our sport court. I know that's cheesy, but I like our sport court, and I'd say just the atmosphere, it's completely different.
I think we've kind of found our groove. We've been looking for our groove at the beginning of the season, and we found that I think since we have 4 matches this weekend, I think we can continue to play like we have been. We've started out strong in every match, and so I think if we just keep that up, then our winning streak will be a lot more than 4.
It's great. We have 19 girls this year, and that's a huge team, but there's always someone you're going to get along with. There's always someone that you're going to find something in common with, be able to do something on a weekend, whether it's your roommate or, 5 other girls that live together. But I played for a different program before transferring here, and I can't imagine playing anywhere else. So transferring into such a welcoming group and knowing that you have so many friends right off the bat makes it a really easy transition.
I'd say Flip trusts us. He puts a lot of trust into his players, upperclassmen and lowerclassmen, but with 19 players, we had a big sister, little sister we each had a little sister, and it was great because he gave us the leadership role, or he gave us all of his trust, and it kind of was motivation in itself to lead the team.
And I think it's helped tremendously that the 4 of us had played together all 4 years. We all saw the court our freshman year, and I think that helps out tremendously when it comes to leadership, because there are how many rotations where all 4 of us are out on the court at the same time, and it just I know if I mess up or give the point to their team, I know that one of them 3 or all of them will come up to me. It's fine, it's not a big deal, just get the next point. And I feel like that's how everybody is on the team, not just us, but it has helped more than that all 4 of us have played all 4 years. So
we all have a different leadership style also. So, I think that helps our team out too, because, Allie's the one that'll come up to you and be like, hey, great job, nice job. And then, Taylor's kind of the leader of the back row with her being the libero and stuff. So it's just, we all have the different styles, and I think that we all kind of play on each other's styles that help push each other to be a great leader too. So
he expects a lot out of us. and he has high expectations. So when we're on the court and we do something wrong, he's never mad at us, and you gotta just take what he says and just take it to heart, because he just wants us to play to the best of our ability, because he sees so much potential. And having that, that just means so much to you as a player, just knowing how much your coach sees in you. But he's an awesome leader.
I think the fact that he knows who he can yell at and who he can't. For sure. Because, he can yell at Kelsey and say, hey, get this next ball in, and she's going to get the next ball in. But, there's some girls that he can't just scream at. So the fact that he knows who he can yell at and who not to yell at is a really great aspect of what he has for his coaching style, because there's some coaches that don't understand that, and they will just scream at everybody, and girls will go home crying, and it's not a good atmosphere to be in. So
never screaming to be mean or anything. It's just
the best.
Yeah. But the good thing about him is he'll say something and then 2 seconds later he's smiling. Yeah. So he doesn't hold grudges. He moves on. So it's nice.
Next year, I think the team will be great. They're going to be without 4 players, but we brought 6 new people in this year, and I think that that's a lot of the reason why Flip did bring new people in, to have depth and to have experience, and for our underclassmen to see a great setter and a great outside and a great middle and a great libero. Those are things that you need to see, and he's giving them the experience to see that. Even our red shorts or people that aren't going to get to see the court much this year, their time will come. They're on this team for a reason. You didn't get recruited because you're not good. Flip sees something in you, or you're going to play in the next 4 years.
I think also the juniors, I think they're going to add a lot too. You've got Brady Peniston and Lisa Moore, and Hillary McCormick, who, they've got experience at Central, and all 3 of them are very good leaders. And then you got Julia and Jamie, who they'll be juniors next year. And goodness, they've still got depth. Not just because we're leaving doesn't mean, they're going to be a very good team, and they'll do just fine.
Krejci, Huffman, Harris, and Ortworth have enjoyed highly successful careers at UCM, both on the court and in the classroom. And of course, they're hoping to save their best for last as we begin to head down the stretch run of their senior seasons. In just a moment, we'll tell you where all the Mules and Jennies are competing on this homecoming weekend as SportsPage rolls to a close in just a moment.
God bless your little heart. Precious. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. You want to kiss him? You want to kiss him? You want to kiss it? You want to kiss him or anything like that? Huh? Can I kiss him for you? What, you going to kiss him? Yeah. Woo! We got a kisser. Oh, Dennis, you're right. Huh? Matthew, you got to always kiss the fish.
Imagine America's largest stage, dark. Or the nation's biggest schoolhouse, empty. Or the greatest library of documentary programming, closed forever. It could happen if funding for PBS is eliminated. Find out more about the threat to PBS at 170millionamericans.org. Because America needs PBS, and PBS needs you.
I choose to finish what I start.
I choose to accomplish my goals.
I choose red to make my family proud.
I choose red because I can take classes that work around my schedule.
I choose red to advance my career.
The University of Central Missouri Summit Center in Lee Summit has academic programs designed to help you finish your degree, advance your career, and discover your potential. Learn more at choosered.ucmo.edu.
KMOS-TV is my source for entertainment. I thoroughly enjoy all of the musical entertainment that KMOS provides for Central Missouri.
Thank you for watching KMOS Channel 6.1, Sedalia, Warrensburg.
For one final time this week, welcome back to Sports Page. Before we wrap up this week's show, let's run down our upcoming schedule of events so you know where to follow the Mules and Jennies. And of course, the Mules football team has a huge game this Saturday. The 19th ranked Mules hosting 7th ranked Northwest Missouri Saturday at 1:30 at Walton Stadium Kennedy Field in the 2011 homecoming football game. We hope all of you can make it back to campus for homecoming and to cheer on the Mules in a huge football game. Go to ucmo.edu and click on the homecoming link to look at all the different events taking place on campus this coming weekend. Of course, we'll have the broadcast of the game for you on 1450 Cocoa, 98.5 The Bar, and WarrensburgRadio.com beginning at 12:10 and at kickoff on 90.9 The Bridge. In other MIAA games this week, Missouri Southern's at Emporia State, Washburn is at Truman, Lincoln is at Missouri Western, and Pitt State is at Fort Hays State. The 8th ranked Jennies volleyball team will take part in the homecoming festivities this weekend. They will host Missouri Western at 7 o'clock on Friday. On Saturday, the Gens will host Nebraska Omaha, a new Division I school, at 6:30. That's Saturday night at the Multi. Next Wednesday, the Gens will be at Northwest Missouri for a 7 p.m. match. The 12th ranked Jennies soccer team will face Emporia State on Sunday at 1 out in Emporia, Kansas. And the UCM cross country teams will be in Fayette Saturday for the Central Methodist Invitational. And it's time now for our weekly Sports Page trivia question. Each week, we give you a chance to win a prize from UCM Athletics. Last week, we asked you what two Division II opponents will Mules basketball play in the preseason this year. The correct answer is Austin Peay and Missouri. Quentin emailed us first, so he wins a Sports Page t-shirt. This week, our question is, what United States Service Academy did Flip Piontek graduate from? If you know the answer and you want a chance to win a prize, send us the correct answer to the address on your screen. Or, of course, you can email it to sportspage@kmos.org. And with that, we conclude this edition of the Central Missouri Sports Page. We hope you enjoyed the show. We invite you to tune in again next Thursday night at 7 and Saturday evening at 5 to keep up with the UCM Mules and Jennies. Also, visit our website, ucmo.edu/athletics. And follow us on Twitter at UCM Mules. Until next time, for our entire crew, this is Shawn Jones saying thanks for watching Sports Page here on KMOS-TV, Missouri PBS. Support for Sports Page is provided by Parker's Supermarket and Pharmacy in Warrensburg. Parker's works hard to supply grocery staples and spices to cook Italian, Mexican, Chinese, Indian, and Thai cuisine. The mission at Parker's is to make grocery shopping a welcoming experience for everyone. By First Central Bank, full-service banking from 6 locations in Warrensburg, Holden, Higginsville, and Odessa. More information is available on their Facebook page or at the website firstcentral.net. Member FDIC. And by Union Station, Crossroads to Technology, a one-stop shopping source for technology needs. Campus-compatible computers, software for Mac and PCs, and much more. Located on campus, on the lower floor of the Elliott Union in Warrensburg. Union Station, Crossroads to Technology. And promotional support for Sports Page is provided by 1450 Cocoa and 98.5 The Bar. 1450 Cocoa and 98.5 The Bar, the radio home of University of Central Missouri Athletics.